Today is a sad day. We have come to the end of the Beautiful Book Company's 24 days of reading. What that does mean though, happy Christmas Eve to anybody who celebrates. We're here. The big day is tomorrow. I really hope you've got your stuff together because otherwise, it's too late now. You're having to deal with what you have. We have one last book to get out of this wonderful advent calendar. I'll probably do a small review of the thing at the end if you are interested in that. Without further ado, let's find out what the final book that we have to unwrap is going to be. We'll just have a quick peruse at some of the other things we got. One of our 3 book gifts that we got, other than those 3 which came on day 2, day 8 and day 11, all of the rest of them have been books. We have reading for months here as we go to get our final book out of the box. I don't know if this is going to be anything different, special, whatever, but here it is in its sparkly wrapping paper. Let us find out what our final book of the month is going to be. Don't know, nothing discernible from the outside. Actually, amazingly, of all of them, this one I can't see through the tissue paper either. So this is going to be an incredible surprise for everybody involved. For one last time, let us try to remove it's already leaking glitter on me. Let us try to remove the wrapping paper, tissue paper, as nicely as we can to find out our final book of the 24 days of reading. Am I supposed to have been reading them daily? Possibly. Have I been? Who has the time for that? So no. Here we go. Dun, 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 dun. All right, it's another book. Funny that. Today we have Flight Fidelity by Nick Hornby. Now I say that with confusion because I can't really read that font, but I do think this is possibly going to be a romance book. Possibly. It is $8.99 for anybody keeping up with that. Do you know your desert island all-time top 5 most memorable split-ups? Rob does. He keeps a list, in fact. But Laura isn't on it, even though she's just become his latest ex. He's got his life back, you see. He can do whatever he wants, when he wants. Like listen to whatever music he likes. Look up the girls that are on his list and generally behave as if Laura never mattered. But Rob finds he can't move on. He's stuck in a really deep groove, and it's called Laura. Soon he's asking himself some big questions about love, about life, and about why we choose to share ours with the people we do. This seems fun. This seems nice. This, I said a couple of days ago, I was after a light-hearted book because we had some quite heavy ones, kind of back to back to back. I think this is that book. I think this is going to be a nice, light-hearted, fun little read, an instant classic, apparently. Here we are with the font check. That's not the nicest font in the world on this paper, but we'll get used to it. We'll deal with it. Yeah, I'm looking forward to this one. I think it's a little bit different out there. It's not your typical romance novel, but indeed I do believe is a romance novel. There are 2 others listed here as well from Nick Hornby, Juliet Naked and How to Be Good as well. So that is the 24 books. That is what we've got. I'm just going to open the box because I want to pull out some personal favorites. Snow is definitely one of my personal favorites that came in this box. Probably the closest book to something I would personally pick, so I'm super excited to read this one. Cherry is another one that I think is super interesting to me, just because I thought it was going to be one thing, and the blurb makes it seem like a complete roller coaster. I only hope that this one lives up to that expectation. Day of the Triffids also was one that was really memorable to me, something that was very different to what I would normally read, but the premise of it sounds really good, so this one is also high on the list. Lucky Jim, probably one of the possible comedies that are in the book. This one also sounded like a good fun time, so probably going to be one I take away on a holiday to just relax and read by the poolside. Perfume, another one that I think I really enjoy, just the premise of it, the kind of murder mystery, but reading the murder mystery from the side of the murderer, if you will, definitely seems like something that could be an interesting twist on the trope. Regeneration as well, probably going to be a much more hard-hitting one. Another one I'll sit down when I have time to read this and really give it the concentration because it's going to tackle some really key and intense themes and topics, so I think this one's going to be a more serious read. The Magic Strings of Frankie Presto also sounds like a super interesting one, just the premise in itself and that kind of time-traveling element I'm really interested in this one because I'm not a fan of time travel. I think it's a bit of a lazy narrative device. So I'm super interested how they're going to use time travel in this and if they're going to make it work or if I'm going to not enjoy it. I think the diversity of the books that were in this box worked well. There seemed to be a nice spectrum of genres so that it didn't really matter what you like to read. There should be at least 2 or 3 books in here that you should take your fancy to. I'm not sure about some of them. Like I've said, some of them were too similar in theme and we got them too close together maybe, and that's why it was kind of alerted to me that they were very similar in theme. So some of them I feel like we probably could have had a bit of variation, and I also think there are some genres that were underrepresented. I possibly would have liked a few more classics in here as well. We only got the 2, well, technically 1, but possibly 2 if you think of the Graham Greene one as a classic as well. But definitely 1 classic. I would have put more in there. Obviously you're tailoring to a wide audience you don't know, but I definitely would have made sure you've got like a comedy and a romance and a thriller and a horror, and you know, just kind of tried to cover the spectrum. There seemed a lot of focus on historical times, historically focused novels, and also there's some women empowerment is there as well. That seem to be the 2 main themes of the box. That was my thoughts, feelings, and the others of the Beautiful Book Company's 24 Days of Reading 2023. If you have been watching these along with me, thank you so much for being here daily and checking out what's in the box. I hope you have enjoyed it. If you do celebrate Christmas, happy Christmas Eve. I hope tomorrow brings you happiness and wonder and all the magic that comes of Christmas Day. If you don't, I hope that the festivity videos have not been too overpowering and we've managed to get some other things out there as well, so you have been enjoying. But if you don't celebrate Christmas and you have stuck around with the book Advent with me, thank you so much for doing so. Let me know in the comments down below or wherever they are where you're watching this video, which of the books in the box was your favorite. Which would you, if you could have one, would you pick up to read? I'll be super interested to hear your thoughts and opinions on this too. But that's it. Have a lovely day and I will see you in the next video.